Macca's Guides.
Are you sure about that?
Hey guys, Macca here. Recently I streamed a game called 10 Second Ninja X on the Xbox One, and I actually really enjoyed myself from a game that I barely knew anything about. I thought I would tell you guys about the game, show you some gameplay, explain how it works and why you might think it's fun, and that's about it. 10 Second Ninja X is like an action platform puzzle game, and it has one central key feature, which is that every level is completed in under 10 seconds. Now, some levels can be completed within 1 second, and depending on how fast you complete that level, you'll get a star rating, either 1, 2, or 3 stars. Obviously, 3 stars being the best and really, really fast, basically taking the optimal path. Now, some levels will take you 1 second, some levels will take you like 8 seconds even on a good run, but that's what this game is about, and the reason it's a little bit of a puzzle game is because you actually need to figure out the right optimal path to get through the level, to get the good rating, or else you'll probably get 1 or 2 stars, even if you're really quick. This game is a perfect example of easy to play but hard to master, which is probably why it captured my attention and the reason I liked it so much, as those are typically games that I end up enjoying, like Trials Fusion and Rocket League, for example. The easy to play but hard to master gameplay style is also reflected in the achievements of this game, as you will unlock about 500 to 650 quite rapidly, although the last 2 achievements that are worth 350 are very, very difficult, and you'll probably need to be a master at this game to unlock those. So it's a little bit of the balance between whether or not you want to get a good chunk of the gamer score in a quick time, or whether or not you want to get all of it but really get super devoted. By definition, this game is easy to play because there's only really 3 things you need to worry about, and that is the movement of your character, jumping, using your sword to attack enemies, and then throwing your ninja stars to kill those enemies at a long range in order to speed up your times. That's it. That's all you need to know. Otherwise, it's just you against the world. The game also has some type of story in it, although I'll be 100% honest, I didn't pay attention to it at all, and it's all text-based, which means you have to read, which is not really my style. Now, the game has like 100 total levels, 3 stars per level, so there's a total of 300 stars you can earn, and then you can also unlock like a marathon mode and stuff. There are 11 different worlds as well. Each world has 10 levels. There's a couple with 8, which is why there's 100, even though 11 times 10 is clearly 110. And each time you progress into a different world, it has a different art style and a different game mechanic. So the ones you're watching on screen right now are World 1, and essentially all you're introduced to is the platforming elements and the electrocutional beam elements. After that, you can get barriers that you can't shoot through, certain types of enemies that will absorb your bullets, claws that will pull you across the level, different types of things that'll completely alter the gameplay and the levels. And typically, each world gets harder and harder as you progress until you reach the final level of that world, and then it's very, very difficult to even beat, let alone get a 3-star rating for some of these levels. But then once you kind of move on to the next world, it kind of gets a little bit easier as it introduces that new game mechanic, and then it gets a little bit progressively harder. So there's that little bit of balance of getting a certain amount of stars to proceed into the next world, and then going back with your newly acquired skills and trying to recomplete some of the older levels with better ratings. So you may have noticed that I moved on from the first world, and I'm currently in what I believe is the 4th world, which introduces switches. And this is when the game becomes a lot more of a kind of puzzle and planning type game, where you need to figure out your way through the level and then execute it properly. The reason it's fun is because it's not only figuring it out, but executing that is also difficult. So you want to make sure that you're getting good at both elements of the game. If you do get stuck, you can buy a hint and then watch a small replay. Or if you're going back to older levels that you've already gotten 3 stars on, you can also kind of watch your ghost go through the level so you can figure it out much faster. And this is where the game gets really good in my opinion, although incredibly, incredibly frustrating as well. Another thing I wanted to touch on was value when discussing this game. Now, I think by default it's $10, but it's on sale for $6, which is actually a really good price for this game. Keep in mind, it's not going to be the biggest, most in-depth, craziest, long-term indie game you'll ever play. It is a little shallow, but even if you don't find yourself addicted to the gameplay, you should still get an easy 4 to 5 hours of gameplay out of it. And that is more or less the end of the video. I just wanted to share this game that I thought was a lot of fun. It seemed a little bit underappreciated. It was right up my alley because of the easy to play and hard to master type of gameplay I do like so much, I know a lot of you guys like it as well because a lot of you guys are here for trials, so I thought I would share it with you guys, and that's more or less the whole idea and premise of this video. I do have a lot of gameplay kind of lined up as the levels get harder and harder and there are new game mechanics, so I'll talk a little bit about those as they show up, but more or less, I hope you guys did enjoy the video and you stick around till the end, as I will be showing a couple more things in the game that you can unlock that don't really have too much of an effect, but are still there for those who are interested. The next world I'll be showing you guys introduces the claw, and the claw is basically just an arm that'll grab at you if you hit it with your ninja star. Keep in mind it'll shoot directly towards you, so if there's a wall blocking you in that arm, it won't hit you. So there's a lot of cool gameplay mechanics you can kind of invent for yourself here, depending on whether or not the arms can see you and where you are in the map. Last but not least, I wanted to show you guys a couple of more things. There's a marathon mode, which is unlocked for each level once you get full stars in that world, so you can do that. And you can unlock costumes as well. You can even play a couple of mini games, including, think of the children, Nunageddon, which is what I'll be ending off the video with. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, including the Gigs, Cupcake84, and a Lemon Cupcake. Hopefully, I see you guys next time. Peace.